Welcome to the Tom Matt Show. You are walking through the front door of the refirement zone. And now, your host, Tom Matt.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Tom Matt Show. Thank you to Sandy for bringing us in. Thank you to Mitch Anderson and Vanessa for doing all of their production work behind the scenes, pulling the strings, making me look good, make me sound good, making the guests sound good. Last week, Brock was here. Brock Fletcher, Kingpin. Brock's now sponsoring a couple of segments on the show, helping us out. Anybody wants to get out there and get a sponsorship from us, hit us up. You got to fit, though. It's got to be a fit. Brock wants to keep this show rolling, so we're going to keep going, and we're going to do the thing. We call that one the next big thing, and you'll be hearing Brock and the team quite a bit. I've always loved the reality of real estate. I mean, these guys have taken such good care of Sandy and I over there at the selling team, Keller Williams, Mike Dedman, the whole crew. Can't say enough about them. So we can have another conversation about that, sponsorships and all this kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, maybe we will in today's episode, because today, special time, once a year, usually, sometimes should be more, we have our producer on, Mitch Anderson.
Hey, Tom.
He's our guest today. Mitch, the man Anderson, the producer. I'm going to call this one, Mitch, I'm getting really creative here with the title of this episode.
Let's hear it.
The producer. Okay.
Jackpot.
Show's over. We're done. Okay, let's go. Hey, so first off, you know the drill here, man. You've done this like a couple of times, and you've edited and produced, I don't know, hundreds of our shows.
Yeah.
You know the drill, bro. Catch us up on all this stuff. You got good things in your life. You got kids, you got family, and you got personal achievements. And so let's talk about all these good things that are happening. And then let's talk about some of the shows that you produce that you really like. Go ahead. Let's talk about your family.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone's doing well. Deb's good, and the boys are good. Levon and Hollis. Levon's 8. Hollis is 5.
Wow.
I'm 36. So the cool one recently was I just got a BMX bike again. And I used to ride a lot. And I would do dirt tracks I grew up in Rothbury. And the boys, being older, were riding bikes around, around town and stuff like that. And then Levon started kind of wanting to do wheelies. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get a bike. And so we've been going to the skate park in Grand Haven. We've been to the skate park in Ludington, doing some street riding at the farmer's market when, in the evenings, the huge empty parking lots. And that's been really groovy for me. The being back on the bike, it was just as the saying says, like riding a bicycle. It came back so fast, and I'm still am. I'm very cautious. I was cautious when I was doing it.
Don't get hurt.
They hurt. They do hurt, man. And I've had a couple spills so far, but just being back on riding, I'd forgotten. I'm saying this to you, and I know it's a judge-free zone, but man, I had forgotten what a core workout felt like. And it's that whole body tiredness thing. I think I had been missing out on like deeper REM sleep too from not working that core. And it takes all of my tendons and muscles to get that bike in the air, but it feels amazing. And the boys think I'm pretty like cool. And that's nice too. So I can still do some tricks, and that's been great for me, being outside and getting the adrenaline going in that way, and facing my own fears kind of stuff. I just forgotten about all the life lessons that being on a bike had taught me.
Like what? Hold on. Can't say that and then just kind of keep going. Life lessons. Okay, let's talk about life lessons, because you've got some life lessons you're going to share with us today. Things that have occurred in your life. What kind of things are you seeing? I mean, you get into that flow, right? You find yourself in that space.
Exactly. And so one thing that I didn't have a correlation between, because I started playing music when I was 8, and I started riding a bike when I was 5 or whatever. But I didn't take riding seriously until I was probably, 11, 12. And then I didn't really start taking music super seriously until I was 15, 16-ish, even though I started early, it was more of like just doing it kind of thing, keeping up with it. But the rhythm and the pump and the flow, all of that, and the improv of riding too.
The creativity?
Yeah, big time creativity stuff, and then facing fears. Like there's no difference really in my brain and body between like, okay, I'm going to make this run. I'm going to hit this jump and then hit that jump. And I'm going to land it here. I'm going to go over there. Right. And it's no different than playing, the upright bass or the piano or whatever. Like I'm going to make this run up the neck and then I'm going to go to this one and I'm going to hit the root note right there. In all those instances though, they have an adrenaline pump and they have a little bit of, I don't know if this is going to go how I hope it goes, but we're going to see, and so those two things together, I never had realized as a musician until about 2 months ago when I got the bike, how much overlap that had, to how I view playing. And that was really refreshing.
See, now hold your thought there, because I want to emphasize what you're saying with people. It's like, here's the thing, everybody. Activities that promote movement that are fun it's the way I talk about with fitness and exercise, because people get so sick of hearing you need to be fit, you need to exercise, you need to activities that promote movement that are fun is exactly what Mitch is talking about. Mitch Anderson's our guest today, the producer, we're calling this one. Mitch Anderson has been my producer for several years now. We're very, very close. Helps make us look good, sound good, doing all those good things, talking about all these things. We got a couple minutes before we go to break here, and I wanted you to kind of touch on that one thing we wanted to say, because you're talking about your finding yourself with your workouts and you're riding the BMX. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to go find something you love to do more of that stuff, recreate what you did when you be safe, do those things. Mm-hmm. But then that led to something else that has been occurring in your life, and I'm so proud of you. I would like you to kind of talk about that for a second.
Yeah, thanks. So I'm just like all of us. I'm a huge work in progress. But yeah, I have been sober of alcohol since August 3rd of 23. And
congratulations.
Thanks, Tom. I think about you a lot with this.
Appreciate that.
Yep, I do too. And so the bike thing, oh man, has that been helpful for me when it comes to staying sober?
Why do you think that?
It was really because one of the things was when I stopped drinking, I did not understand how much of my mental capacity from like an hours in a day outlook, my brain was thinking about drinking. And it still does, obviously, right? But it was so much that it wasn't even like I wasn't even allowing myself, and my brain and the alcohol wasn't allowing my head to go to the space of other things that were outside of this circle that I had created around myself that was this bubble of alcohol. And it was holding. I didn't even realize what stuff was being held back that was going on.
It mutes your creativity.
Oh man, yep. I was really nervous though that I was going to actually lose my creativity because of the drinking. And then about 3 months into the sobriety, maybe 4 months, probably more for 4. It clicked, and I was doing runs on the keyboards and on the bass and stuff that I had never done before. And so, go ahead. We're flipping it back to you, Tom.
Hold on. Just hold that thought, because I'm going to come back to this, everybody. Here's what I want to do. Mitch Anderson's our guest today. Sorry about that, Mitch, but we're coming up on break, and I got to do this.
Oh, yeah.
The producer, calling this one the producer. I want to talk more about this, the sobriety thing with Mitch, and when you're nervous about your sobriety, because what he just said, and we'll talk about this when we come back, because I had the same feeling 27 years ago, July 27th next month, 27 years of my alcohol sobriety. And so, and I felt you just said something that's very similar, and I want to come back to that. Again, Mitch Anderson's our guest today, the producer. You're listening to The Tom Matt Show.
Welcome to the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you, Sandy, for bringing us back. Again, thank you to Mitch Anderson and Vanessa. Vanessa likes hearing her name when she does all of our editing for the video stuff, and she's so great. You're awesome. Brock Fletcher is our sponsor of this segment. Brock Fletcher, the selling team of Keller Williams Realty. As I said earlier, the middle name, the main word, is spelled T-R-U-S-T, trust. That's why when he gave me great advice on Big House Holt, our dream home, our forever home, and said, you need to really think about selling your forever home. It was like a gut punch. I mean, 20 years of work on this place, made it perfect, got it all sweet. Everything's nice. Got it down. We got to sell this place with his help. Right. With his help, we did it. Okay. Look at these numbers. Please call these numbers. Write down these numbers. First one is the office number to the selling team of Keller Williams Realty. 517-853-6408. 517-853-6408. Here is Brock's cell phone number. He prefers that you use this. You can text him, you can leave him a voicemail, and he will get back to you. 517-303-3262. You can go online to kwsellingteam.com, kwsellingteam.com. Sell your home without hassles. Most agents start marketing after you list with them, not Brock. Brock's investing. He's been investing with us for years because he wants to have the exposure. He wants you to know his name. He wants you to know his team. Again, thank you to Mike Dedman for helping us with Little House Lansing, where we're recording this episode today with our producer, Mitch Anderson. It's all good. We got to have these relationships. We've got to have the people that we can trust. T-R-U-S-T. Brock Fletcher is somebody that we trust. Brock Fletcher is somebody I go to when I need advice. And Brock Fletcher is my friend, and I hope he becomes your friend. Again, 517-303-3262. You cannot go wrong with a guy like Brock Fletcher. And I'm telling you that right now. Listen to some of the reality real estate episodes. We've got like 20 some on the website.
There's enough of them.
There's enough of them, right, Mitch? You've edited most of them. I mean,
I take that back. There's not quite enough of them.
Yeah, there's more. We need more.
There we go.
All right. So we got Mitch here today. We do an interview with Mitch. Try to do one or two a year if we can, just to catch up on tech stuff. We have done previous episodes. If you want to go back and check those, creating compelling content. His first episode was radio podcast, the ins and outs, the tricks, the tips, the things. Mitch has been really good. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but I want to get back to a point here. But Mitch has been really good about helping some of my regular guests, like Dr. Anthony Avellino, pediatric neurosurgeon in Arizona, get his studio set up. And I guess what? I just saw a video on LinkedIn where Tony's using his studio, doing some others recording session, and he's nailing it. And it's like,
proud of you, Tony.
I sent him a note on LinkedIn. I said, man, nice mic. I mean, nice setup. Good deal.
Exactly.
Man. All the training. We want people to be successful. I am so happy for people when they branch out and they grow and do these things. Never be envious of other people. Jealousy just causes darkness. Forget that. That's bull crap. All right. I want to get back to this point, though, with my producer. We're going to talk about some episodes that we've done, some of his favorites and some of the things that we've talked about. But we're into a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, as most of you know, with being sober with alcohol now for, a long time for me, 27 years next month. Mitch Anderson just told us, that as of August 3rd of 23.
It's coming up for 1 year.
His 2-year anniversary is coming up here. He's going to have a 2-year anniversary of his alcohol sobriety.
1 year. 1 year.
Okay, so 24. Okay.
20. Yep. So August 3rd will be my 1 year anniversary.
Got it. All right. So I'll make that note change. Whatever. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. What you said before we went to break, though, you were nervous about your sobriety because we're talking about the creativity and how much more of the creativity comes. Let's step back because maybe we got some new listeners that just jumped on, Mitch. Tell them what you were saying, and I have a thought on this as well. Nervous about your sobriety.
Yeah, it was. I've told people, Tom, that the least sexy thing I've ever done was become sober because of how it feels internally. And it there's nothing to romanticize about this process. And it is an ugly beast, man. And I did not realize at all, honestly, the control that it had and has, and how much it had blocked me and stopped me from achieving better, bigger, and like how and being me, right? I had lost a lot of myself in that, and I didn't realize it. It's so sneaky.
Very
It's so
insidious.
sneaky. And
And it's
terrible.
slow.
It's terrible for me. What's that?
It's slow. It's so slow. It's so insidious.
Yes.
It's just like a virus that just slowly takes over your life. I mean, it's just, it's
Mhm.
insidious. And so,
And it made me slow too. Like my hands, like the creativity part, I had associated alcohol with like everything, family gatherings, mowing the lawn, it doesn't matter. Then and going around the house after I'd been sober for a few months or whatever, and oh, there's a can I used to hide spots in right there, and there's another one I used to hide right there. I know that spot, and so there was. I still have a couple around the house for reminders for myself, but
good.
yeah, just to keep on track here. But the creative part, I had associated drinking with playing music, and I had associated drinking with recording. I had it's that part of substances in television, music, film, in the entertainment industry is romanticized. It is preached as cool, the in crowd thing. And I've always kind of thought like, oh, I'm a person that I'm beating to my own drum and I'm doing this and that. No, I fell right into it with everybody else, uh, and knew better at times and didn't stop, and other times it controlled me and I didn't even know.
Let me jump in and add this, but my nervousness, resetting this thing here. Mitch Anderson's
Mhm.
our guest today, everybody, the producer, talking about Mitch's sobriety. Congratulations on that. August 3rd, he'll be a year sober. That's a big deal. But my nervousness with my sobriety was nobody will like me anymore.
Mm,
Nobody will want to come around and because I'm so social. It was like they won't want to party anymore. They won't like me anymore.
sure,
They want,
sure.
that was the hook. That was well, we go to Tom's house, we'll party and we'll drink, and he's always got. Guess what, everybody? Couldn't have been. I was so wrong. I was
Mm,
more. It was more fun. It's more. It's like Mitch is talking about this creativity. You don't realize it until you're in the sobriety. What the heck's going on and how you're
mhm.
feeling. So you got 30 seconds, man. Comment on that, and then we'll go to break.
I thought that I was really nervous that I was gonna hate myself. And that word isn't really allowed in our house, the H word. But I was really nervous when I got sober that I was gonna despise who I am. And that was a big hurdle to overcome. I'm still overcoming it. Uh, and the one thing about playing when it comes to music, I play my main instrument right now is the upright double bass, and I also play the piano and keyboards quite a bit. And the muscle memory of where the notes are, how fast my fingers can go, what spot do they got to be in for this note or that note. I was just my worst enemy, drinking. I wasn't my best self. My hands were
Alcohol is toxic. Alcohol is terrible. Alcohol has no health benefit whatsoever. I would encourage people to smoke marijuana before I would say, drink alcohol
me
because
too.
I'm telling you right now, been there. At my point in my life, Mitch Anderson's here, the producer. This is the Tom Matt Show.
This segment of the Tom Matt Show is brought to you in part by the Source of Light and Power by band leader Archival and broadcaster Mitch Anderson. Hear the sound that is endorsed by Odyssey headphones, linear tube audio, RME converters, and Peluso microphones at sourceoflightandpower.bandcamp.com.
Welcome to the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you, Sandy, for bringing us in. Thank you to Mitch and Vanessa for doing all the work behind the scenes, never getting any credit for what we do. I get tired of seeing my own mug all over the place, frankly. We'll start our 15th season here in October, and it's been a blessing, and I'm totally, totally great. Don't get me wrong, everybody. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to do this radio program, podcast, video stuff, all of that. But it's about the guests. It's not, I just facilitate things. I'm just here to bring good people together and kind of have good conversations, and we have story time and we talk. And Mitch Anderson's with me today. My producer is a very good friend. He's the best. I mean, he's a great producer. He knows the tech. He can help you do what you want to do. If you're getting into the retirement zone, everybody, and you want to do a podcast or you want to do a video series, or you want to do a book, or you want to get with Mitch. Mitch is a creative. You get with creatives, you can bounce ideas around them. He got with Tony Avellino, as I said earlier. Yep. It worked out great. Tony was thrilled with his pricing was great. I mean, all kinds of good stuff. Mitch, how would you like people to connect with you if they want your services and they just want to talk to you about ideas? How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah. Black Circle Media Group at gmail.com, blackcircleradio.com. Any of the social medias, you can look up Black Circle Radio. That's me. All vinyl since 2009. So only got 1 year on Tom. We're going on our 16th year here. That's insane, man.
Yeah.
16 years on FM.
And you got great merch too.
Yeah. I got to do a run too. I'm out. But yeah,
don't say that, man. I just plug into your merch.
But you were plugging a reminder from me. That's what that was. So I appreciate that because I actually forgotten to put an order in. But our merch does rule.
See how that your merch is sweet, man. The beanies are great. The sweatshirts, the t-shirts. I get when I wear my stuff, because I wear my gear to the gym.
Yeah.
The kids love it, man. The college students love it, and they're all. I'm telling you, the fashion stuff. I got. Well, you did.
It's cool.
You did the episode when we had Dallas on, and a student from Michigan State. And he's got his own clothing line. He just graduated from Michigan State. It's amazing what's going on out there. So
yeah, and some of the things that I do, if people do have questions about tech when it comes to podcasts or videos or anything like that, yeah, hit me up. I do it if it has to do with a microphone or a voice, it's in my wheelhouse. So
you're cutting yourself short here. It's music too, man. You're
and big time music.
Big time music person too.
A lot of vinyl recently.
And if you got people and you went to Central Michigan, so if you got any chips out there that want to get with you and talk about the chips, and that program at Central Michigan, which is a solid program, got you trained up to help me. So it's all good. What's that number again?
To get a hold of me, do the email, blackcirclemediagroup@gmail.com.
There you go. Just use the email. Everybody does it that way. All right. We're talking to Mitch. We talked about a little bit of life and things and sobriety and how we are with spontaneity with the show. I asked Mitch when we had our little pre-production to name 4 or so of his favorite episodes that he's produced because he obviously knows the episodes inside out. I'm just going to let him roll on with his 4 or 5 favorites that he has, the people that were on the show, and why these shows are something you want to maybe go back and find because they're all there. They're on our website, tommattshow.com. Please go ahead. This is the Mitch Anderson show here now, so go right ahead. Talk about some of the shows that you produce that you find to be just very, very compelling and something people should go and listen to, and why.
Well, so I got to start with this, though, Tom. This is the part we didn't talk about in the green room. The only reason that it was so difficult for me to pick 4 episodes was because you and Sandy do such a great job of having an eclectic program. And what I love, I think the most about the Tom Matt Show is at any given week, if you take a 6-month period, a 1-month period, whatever, I feel like the guests that you have on the program is representative of the community that I live in. And you live in Lansing, I live in Muskegon, but you do such a great job of finding guests from all different walks of life, all different areas of expertise, and having it be cohesive week to week. And that is really important to me. And I dig it. So congrats and thank you for doing that and for highlighting all these wonderful
great
stories and initiatives, It's
so many good people, Mitch. So many good people like you, man. It's just like it's all about the guests. As I said earlier, it's all about the guests. It's not about me. I love talking to people and bringing the guests and having conversations and stories. So go ahead.
Isn't it just interesting to know what other people are up to and what other people dig?
Yeah.
I love that part.
Man, it's so
I don't have to be interested in what someone else's area of expertise is, but I sure am interested in why it's their area of expertise. Like that is so fun to me.
What got you to what got you on the other side of the river, if you want to say? How did you get across the river teach people how we can eat, how we can fish, how we can help other people. The whole thing is like, how did we learn this? Okay, we're starting our 15th season. I want you to start your first. With Mitch's help, my help, hit us up. Go to our YouTube channel. It's got all kinds of good info. All right, let's get down to the list here. We're going to start it off. Do you want to start it? You want to start? Because they're all great. I mean, nothing against, and the people that Mitch is going to mention here, no disrespect to any of our guests out there, because they're all great. I mean, awesome people. But Mitch has, like you said, had a difficult choice. Go ahead, man. It's your time.
I just went in order, and I started of the most recent back. And I don't even stand by if these are like my 4 favorites, but these are the ones that stood out, just like I do Black Circle Radio. These are the ones that stood out to me during the hour that I was looking them up. And so they resonated with me today, and they definitely resonated with me then. The first one was Navigating Narcissists with Danielle Radin. And that was wild because I did not really understand the difference between like narcissism and a jerk. Right? And it's a big difference. Huge. And I also didn't understand, to be a narcissist sounds like one of the most exhausting lifestyle choices anyone could ever pick because of how intense and methodical and almost evil, like, of a mindset that is. It's such a slow burn where someone can be a narcissist you don't know, but they're you don't know for 6 years in, like, and how tricky and sneaky and all this stuff. And the sickest part, why I found this kind of so interesting, I think, was they know the whole time what they're doing. And there's reasons behind the behavior, and that reasoning is so bad. It's so bad.
It's jacked up.
It is not.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The justifications that people make in their mind for making this weird behavior okay. It's like, this is not societal norms.
And I like that episode so much, though, specifically because Danielle spoke about it in a way which educated, but I also felt like so much empathy from her for people that have lived with a narcissist, and also for the narcissist. I felt like empathy from her. And I think that's something that's really important, no matter how positive or negative somebody is. Like, we're all going through something, whether it be sobriety or I have, we've talked about my bipolar on the show before, and just having empathy, which is something I struggle with all the time. That episode with Danielle talking about narcissists was a great reminder to be empathetic to your neighbor and yourself.
You have to. We're going to take this to break here. Mitch Anderson's our guest today, everybody. We're calling this one the producer. There's grace in knowing, this is the whole thing about everybody. We're not judging anyone, but understanding how somebody's mind works and why you can encourage the empathetic knowledge and help you perhaps justify and or avoid these problems in the first place. Our producer's here, Mitch Anderson, calling it the producer. We'll be right back.
Thank you again to Brock Fletcher, real estate agent at the selling team with Keller Williams Realty. For more information on services provided by Brock, please call his personal cell phone at 517-303-3262 or by emailing Brock at kwsellingteam.com. This is the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome to the Tom Matt Show.
I love doing radio. Welcome back, everybody. I love doing radio.
Me too.
So much fun. It's just talking to people. I mean, we got a little bit of video included, but the radio is the key. I mean, the podcast, the production work that Mitch Anderson does for us behind the scenes, it's all made possible by the selling team of Keller Williams Realty. Mike Dedman, the whole crew over there. These people are the bomb. Call 517-853-6408. Remember, full disclosure, we have utilized the selling team of Keller Williams Realty's services twice. Both times worked out perfect. Everything was superb. I mean, couldn't beat it. And I'm just telling you, I'm so grateful to these people because they help us produce this radio program. They helped us get the best dollar for our home. They helped alleviate all of this anxiety that you have. You know what? Most agents on the average spend about $400 a month on marketing. The selling team of Keller Williams Realty and Brock Fletcher spend thousands promoting, trying to encourage people, teaching, doing radio episodes. They do videos, all kinds of education. They bring in students from Michigan State University as interns, have done it for years. We just had
cool episodes.
Yeah, really cool episodes with some of the former interns with Brock. And it's just like, well, I mean, the last one we had was with an NFL player, for God's sake. I mean, he was so it was just, go check him out. Brock Fletcher is so great. The selling team of Keller Williams Realty helped us, saved us. We trust them. They trust us. They help us. We help them. And we're all a team. And that's what we're here for, is to build a team. Mitch Anderson's here. He's part of our team. He's a key component, probably the captain of our team as far as our production goes, for sure. The producer calling this one. Mitch, we're talking about 4 shows that you found to be compelling, and you're going just in a kind of a chronological order with time. And you mentioned Danielle Radin, Navigating Narcissists. And I want to just finish that thread with just saying, healing yourself takes reflection. And reading her book, watching that episode, listening to that episode with what Mitch put together for us was so wild. It is a wild episode. It's a wild episode. You got it. Really good. If you got questions about a coworker or a significant other or whatever, people that you
or yourself,
go check it out. Listen to it, watch it. Don't be afraid, because these personality disorders, the more education we gather, the better we get at these things. All right, back to Mitch's top 4 or 5. We might get 5 in. Who's the next one that you like? And I'm glad you picked this one. I'll be happy. I will be contacting every one of these guests and saying, you were a star on our Mitch Anderson retro show. But because they're all close.
Producer's choice.
Who is your next one?
Roland Lazenby. And that was the title of that episode was Magic, the Life of Irving Magic Johnson, with storyteller Roland Lazenby. And that was season 13, episode 13.
Boom. Roland Lazenby sent me a book out of nowhere. It was by far the best book on Irvin Magic Johnson. And as a lot of you know, I went to high school with Irvin Magic Johnson, along with a lot of other kids at Everett High School. We won the state championship. You know what? We won the state championship. I saw Irvin in California. When I lived in California, we played for the Lakers. Of course, when he won the national championship with the Michigan State Spartans, go green. So that book was so thorough, so awesome, that we had Roland come back and get on the show with Dave DeMarco, and we did a sports show with him. But I tell you, I
thought that was so cool, man. Like the sorry, you tell us. I cut you off.
No. Go ahead. Finish take your thought with Roland. What did you like about that?
So, man, what I really liked is I didn't know who Roland was, and I felt just like so happy when the episode was over to know that someone that he had been chronicling the life of some of these players, because I'm reading from the liner notes of the episode, the podcast description, that he is considered the definitive biographer. The hard copies are of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Jerry West was at one time he was like when I first was really playing ball. I loved Jerry West. Like, he was someone I looked up to, his play style and stuff. And he'd written all those books on all those players. And then boom, here he is on your show talking about Magic Johnson. Like, dang, man. And just some of the stories where he was talking about, none of this is verbatim, but he goes so deep where in the episode, even you guys were talking about like how he practiced, what his dad was like, how really into it stuff. It's not the type of conversation you hear on ESPN. And I think that is what made it so cool, is that it was such a humanities conversation about one of the largest sports superstars in history. The conversation between the three of you was spot on, because I'm not speaking for everybody, obviously, but I feel like we've all been around some hefty like sports conversations when they're happening around us and how intense those can be. And you three were so polite to one another during the episode. And it just turned out so good. I learned a lot. It was fun. I laughed. I called my Aunt Ray afterwards because she went to Everett too. And I just really dug that episode a lot.
You
It's
know,
a really quick, entertaining, educational listen.
When another reason for me to get Roland back, because he is a really cool guy, West Virginia cat. I mean, so down to earth. It's just a good dude. I mean,
He has a great voice, doesn't he?
And he's got a great voice, and he's just a
Does
great,
have a good
and he's
voice.
such a great writer. These great writers are so talented. I mean, I've written a few books, and it's like, but you know, I've always considered myself a talker who writes. These people are professional, like authors. I'm a radio host. I do radio. I write a few things here and there, but you know, let's get real here. You know, it's like these people are like Viking publishers and the whole nine yards. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's you do have quite a few authors are very well represented in your programming.
Yeah, I because I read so much, and that's
Right.
another tip coming from the producer. Everybody, if you're going to want to get into content creation, radio podcasting, and especially with the way we do it, with being as Mitch was saying, we're eclectic. Well, I always didn't want to be boring with one topic. You got to read a lot. You got to get out there. You got to read. You got to read the books. You got to read the articles. I mean, subscribe to the magazines and the Wall Street Journal and read. So authors always, the other thing about this, here you go to the future podcasters, authors always want to promote their work. So they're great guests because they want to sell their books. And it's like, it's a perfect fit. But the thing is, you need to read the book, or you need to at least do a synopsis of the book or something quick. So don't go in it like that. Okay. What's the next show? We got about a minute and a half to go. You can introduce this one, and then we'll come back and we'll finish the thread. We might get our 5 in.
Well, can I do the can I say one more thing about authors?
Yeah.
One of the things too about authors, which I really like, is the audiobook stuff too. It's such an easy like I produced audiobooks for years before doing no, I was doing podcast and radio first. I don't know why I was about to even say that, but no, I produced audiobooks for 3 or 4 years, and it just comes back to that vocal medium of storytelling. Before the written word, before languages, there was storytelling through sound or drum, and I just love all that, and I can hear the excitement in authors that you have on this program to talk about their work, because it's exciting for them. They wouldn't write the book if it wasn't exciting, unless they're getting paid a bunch of money or something.
Books are hard projects. Books are really, really, really hard projects. They're very lonely projects. It's a very, I mean, you got to do it. There's nobody there to push you. You got to do the work. It's like going to the gym. It's like doing it every day. It's just grinding. It's grinding it's practice. And it's what we do. All right. So introduce your next one, and then we got to go to break here. Introduce your next show that you want to talk about when we come back from break.
So this one was, I didn't quite go in chronological. This was season 13, episode 21. No, that would have been, nope, I'm wrong. But that was functional remodeling with Rob Helm of Quality Vision Construction. And Rob's been on a few times. Yeah. And I love those episodes because I like the back and forth between you and Rob. Where it's one of the, I know we're going to break. It's one of the few episodes where consistently when Rob is on, we do get an inside look into Tom's head.
We're going to come back and finish this thread for sure, because Rob has become a very, very good friend of mine, and he is a super dude, and he's got new things happening in his life, and I've helped him sort of get going on some stuff, and I did a reference for him with somebody at a job. We'll talk about that when we come back, because he's very, again, deserving of attention and getting paid, because he's a good
there you
dude.
Go.
All right. Mitch Anderson's here having a blast with Mitch, the producer, talking about shows, talking about life, talking about all kinds of things. That's what we do here. This is the Tom Matt Show.
For more information on the Tom Matt RFZ mentality, please visit our brand new website at www.tommattshow.com. Subscribe to our podcast via your favorite podcast platform. Visit our brand new YouTube channel for consistently motivating messaging. This is the Tom Matt Show.
Welcome to the Tom Matt Show.
Yeah, I just mentioned to my guest, welcome back, everybody, by the way. Thank you, Sandy, for that. Just mentioned to my guest during break, top of the fifth. He's like, top of the fifth? That's what happens with the episodes, everybody. When we get rolling, it's like we could do this for 3 hours. I mean, we've talked about it. We talked about, Mitch Anderson's our guest today, the producer. Mitch is, we're talking about Mitch getting us on another radio station over in Muskegon. He's got connections. Mitch, again, for your consulting, for people to get ideas, to bounce things off of you, I really want to promote you. You do excellent work. I cannot say enough about Mitch. I wish we could pay him more. We got to do everything we can to support people. You know what? In lieu of, let's do more episodes where we can talk about things and help maybe generate some ideas for people to get a hold of Mitch, because for a nominal cost, probably first call is probably free. Yeah, you can get some great ideas. Mitch, how would you like people to connect with you?
Yeah, social media, just look up Black Circle Radio. That's my all vinyl since 09 program. Jordan Price and I started together, and my wife, Deborah, started being a co-host in 2012. And so blackcircleradio.com, Black Circle Media Group at gmail.com, or any of the social medias. That'll be a good way. And I've done sound system installation. I don't really want to do installs right now, but I've done a bunch of huge installs. I've done production work, obviously. One of the more interesting things I did was with my audio skills was clean up a really, really hard to hear voicemail for a lawyer. That was interesting. So they could, bring the voices out for evidence. That was pretty interesting to me, actually. But I don't know if I'd like to do it again, though, because that stuff gets weird quick. You're listening to some really weird stuff going on. Oh man. But yeah. So we were talking about Rob Helm. Yeah.
I got to let me jump in real quick because Rob Helm started a new position. He's still doing his functional remodeling was the name of the episode. He's got his general contractor license and doing all that work, but he's also now adjunct faculty at Lansing Community College in the construction management field.
That's sick.
It is sick, and it's so awesome for him. So happy for him.
At that.
Such a great guy. And I told, in talking to him over the last few years about coming up on his 50th, it's like, dude, well, you got to have a plan, man. You got to get things ready. And he's just starting to think about, what's the next thing? What's the retirement zone? You got to think retirement zone. Don't wait until you're 60. If you're 40, 45, 50, 30, 35, doesn't matter what age you are. Look at my producer, Mitch Anderson. Talk about refiring himself. He's back out there doing his BMX bike riding with his kids, showing off, doing all his things, hoping he's not going to break his neck, but because I need him. But you know what? You got to have fun. Activities and promote movement that are fun. But Rob Helm getting that position at LCC, I just want to say, so proud of you, Rob. You earned it. You deserve it. When I gave you that recommendation and I talked to that reference when the guy called me, Brian from LCC, I told them, you will not find a better person anywhere to do this job, and he should be running the department, which he is now. He actually got that other gig. So he's teaching and running the department and doing his side work, and that's what I love about people who want to work hard. So anyways, what did you like about that episode? Just the back and forth?
So what I liked is that, just the way it goes, because I'm a host too, right? And when there's guest episodes, you're guest focused, and it's amazing. I don't know about you, but I can check out of myself when I'm interviewing, because I don't think about myself for that hour or whatever, because I'm so intrigued in the zone with the guest. But when Rob is on, he does something to your relationship, has something where he kind of cracks into you. And it's nice because you share your frustrations with the home projects that you've done before. You're sharing what you really wish but you didn't at all, and that's why you work with experts. That stuff is really cool to hear. And you, in those episodes with Rob, you're talking about stuff that darn near everyone can relate to.
Yep.
Like whether you're living in an apartment, you're living with your parents, you're living in your own home, whatever, issues come up with your dwelling. And I think it's cool to hear those, because in my opinion, there are zero stupid questions when it comes down to home repair. And so I like those episodes.
My whole point with that, Mitch, is save money. Save
There
money.
you go.
Don't overspend on some of these things. I mean, it's like, for example, in our place in Wisconsin, our neighbor wants to get this giant ash tree taken down, and they're waiting because it's going to cost so much. And I know, because I know arborists. I have friends that are arborists. I know what tree companies charge, and you know what? God bless them. They get paid some good money because it's dangerous work. But you can go anywhere from a giant tree like that costing you 10 grand to have taken down to $500 if you find the right guy. I mean, so you got to do your due diligence with this stuff. And Rob Helm, he did some work next door. He's done several jobs at our house. I was gonna send him over to Wisconsin to do our basement in Wisconsin, because it's like, dude, you want to go over there and fix the bathroom over there? Get a hold of Rob. He's really, really good. I don't want to cut off the love with Rob, but I want to move on to the next couple of episodes so we can do justice with this thing. Who was your next guest show that you liked? There was several, you like them all, but you picked out a couple. What was the next one?
Yeah. So the next one I'm going to go with for this one is, I really like, hearing from Lee Boyce. And he did an episode, Melody Schoenfeld, and Lee Boyce, The Science of Lifting and Levers. That was, season 12, episode 24.
God, it's been that long?
That one, I like, because within the episode, essentially you all really just get talking about how age is just a number, which you say a lot. But that's all it is. Age is just a number. And they talked in that episode, you all were just having conversations about how the exercise doesn't stop, the expectations change, and the exercises may augment or become different. But when it comes down to mobility, and just, wellness, all those things, is that no matter where you're at in life, pretty much no matter what you're going through, obviously with caveats of check with your physician first. But there are exercises for you. There are mobility trainings and things to get your body going that help in so many ways that are not just the, what's the radius of how you can move your elbow or whatever. It's a mental training all the time too. And I just think that those episodes are fun and they're accessible, and none of your episodes are shamey.
Oh no.
None of them.
Right.
And, I was little. I grew 4 inches after I graduated high school. And that was weird, to be the last kid to hit puberty. And the shame in a weight room is real, and that stuff is traumatic and it sticks with you. And so to hear the conversations from 3 professionals in the field having a good time, saying, come join the party, like no alcohol allowed in the gym, like, those episodes make me feel good, and they do a good job. That one does a good job of making me feel good. And so that's why I picked it.
The thing is that's a good choice too. Lee Boyce, let me, let's give everybody a quick backstory. Lee Boyce is a Toronto native. He is a trainer in Toronto. He's well known nationally, internationally. Melody.
He's got a big social media following.
Oh, he's huge. He's a big. Check him out. Lee Boyce. You just Google Lee Boyce. Melody Schoenfeld, she and Lee wrote a book together. Melody she's a strong woman. Super, and I mean that in a professional way. She's a trainer and she's a strong professional, strong woman, but she's very small. She's very tiny. Lee is very tall. So that's why we called it The Science of Levers. And that's how their book is titled, because there's different mobility issues between tall people and smaller people, especially men and women. So you have to be aware of all that these machines and these reps and these sets and all of this movements that you're doing, sometimes they'll work. Sometimes they won't. Don't force it. That's all there is to it. All right, we got about 2 minutes to go here, and I wanted you to get one more plug in for your friend. I know you wanted to talk about Carrie.
Well, I don't know her, and I haven't been to.
You're gonna know her though.
I will. Yes, I will.
She's my friend.
Deborah goes to Lansing and does stuff at the Capitol every now and again, a few times a year. But I don't think I've really been in Lansing in 2 or 3 years or whatever, right? And I like Lansing. I just got to go. But Carrie McGee, and the episode was called Veg Head. And it was about her. She's a chef, and opened up a vegetarian vegan restaurant in downtown Lansing. And she is a chef, but she was like an executive chef at MSU too.
That's correct.
And I like that type of knowledge. I've learned a lot from Deborah. She's my wife. She's a registered dietitian, and works with public schools now, but has also worked in hospitals. And I think that there is a lot of really important expertise that someone can gain working in like an industrial kitchen as a executive chef, where you're feeding lots and lots of mouths, and then taking that type of experience and putting it into a passion type of cooking. In her case, vegetarian and vegan, in a smaller shop. Man, does that make for an efficient, clean, delicious environment. And she just had so much enthusiasm on that episode.
She's so good.
I consider myself an enthusiastic person. And so to feel and hear someone matching kind of how I view my own enthusiasm was inspiring. Small business owner, think that she's roughly right around my age-ish. And so that one hit me. I really liked it.
It was great. Carrie McGee's awesome. Always remember, before you can share love with others, you must love yourself first. We got to wrap this bad boy. Thanks to my pal Mitch Anderson, Sandy, Matt, Craig Stiles, Brock Fletcher, Vanessa. We'll talk to everybody next weekend. Go out and ignite your life. Remember, everybody, Tom Matt Show is a production of Boomers Rock Media. We want to bring your story to life. Subscribe to our work. Check out Mitch's work. Black Circle Radio. We're out.
The Tom Matt Show is produced by Mitch Anderson of Black Circle Studios. Original music from the Source of Light and Power by the Ark of All.